Okay, so now it's time to move the chooks. The gate, as I mentioned before, has been designed so it can be moved from one bay to another. It's got a spring on here which I just unclip. There's a pin hinge that means that the gate can just be lifted off and carried across to the next section. We'll pop that there. Then the next thing we do is move the chooks. Hey, shush up. These little guys, they're called Chinese silkies. You can see they've got funny little heads. I'll just pop them over there. Hey, what are you doing out of there? You come back here. Okay, we'll put these two guys in there. Now, I'm not going to bore you with moving all of that, but basically all their equipment's designed so it can be easily picked up and put into the next section. So I'll quickly do that now, and then I'll come back to you. Okay, so we've moved the chooks. All their gear's been moved across, and you can see they're already settling in, having a bit of a scratch around, looking to eat a few weeds and starting to do the work for us. All right, so we're now in the bay where the chooks were about 5 minutes ago. A bit like we did in the previous patch. Before I get into preparing the actual ground here, I'll just have a bit of a look around and see if there's anything I want to keep in this patch that the chooks have left. I mean, there's a spinach here's gone to seed, that'll come out. Probably this one doesn't look too bad, we'll give that a bit of a clean up. There's a kale over here, that looks kind of pretty, I think we might leave that. And we've got some remnant pea plants here on the fence, so we'll get rid of them too. Actually, just while we're here, one of the little advantages that I've found in this system that I didn't really think of in the beginning is because you have each section wired, it actually gives you all this lovely trellis that you can grow things up. So tomatoes, peas, climbing beans, that type of thing, I tend to plant around the outside and use the walls of the bay as trellising for them. So, sorry, I'm just kind of jumping around a bit here, but the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to grab a fork. I'm going to create that path into the centre of this bay by digging the soil out to either side. And you can see there, look at all these beautiful worms. One of the beauties of organic gardening is you're constantly putting all this matter back into the soil, and the worms just love it. So we're going to move that from the centre to the outside to create that path. I'll throw a bit of sawdust in there, and then I'll come back to you and we'll continue preparing this bed ready to plant our seedlings.